Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining my co host Mary and I for another Spiritual Learning Thursday. Every Thursday, we go over a different topic. After we play the video on the topic, we'll take any questions that anyone has and we'll try to answer them the best that we can. If you have any ideas on what you would like to learn about in the next upcoming videos, please leave a comment. We will be with you shortly. If you would be so kind as to take this time to give a like and share out the video, it would be greatly appreciated. Sit back, enjoy the show. Thank you so much again for coming. Hi, everyone. I hope everybody's good. I had to make a quick coffee. Um, Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Thank you to the Raiders. I hope everybody enjoyed the show earlier at
Hello,
21st
everybody.
Century Suffragettes. I have Mary with me from Luna Eclipse Paranormal. And today we're going to go over later on today, actually around 8:30, so in an hour. I have a video going out just to teach about the Constitution called the Constitutional Cliff Notes. But today we're going to do something really close to that here live. We're going to talk about values and spirituality and how they go together. And I made a little blurb to start it off. So I'll play that for you guys. So I'll play that for you guys. It's a little video, and I'm sorry because I was so busy today. I didn't voice this video. Google read it. I typed it, and I had Google read out loud, and and then I taped it reading out loud, and that's what I did. So that you know. So hopefully you guys can understand it. Sorry, it was a busy day today. But Marie, thank you for coming. Robert, Kevin, Nina, thank you all. Diane, Scott. I know Benny's in the bushes. Hello, Spiken. Am I missing anybody? I don't know.
Let's see.
I don't see
Hi,
anybody.
Diane. Hi, Maria.
Diane.
Let's see.
Yes,
Listen.
Marie is Greek Orthodox too.
What?
Our friend Maria, she's Greek Orthodox too. My middle name is
Hi,
Marie,
Nina.
so
Hi, Kevin. Hi, Scott. I've been sharing out. So I've been doing. That's why it's so quiet.
oh, okay, no problem.
Spiking, hello.
Oh, it's in Florida because in Queens it's on Saturday. You have it tomorrow, Scott, in your town in Florida, the No Kings, because ours here is on Saturday. all the way in Forest Hills, so I'm gonna see how I could get there.
Hi,
Um,
Renslow.
Hello, Renslow. Um, so yeah, so today we're gonna do values and spirituality, like I said. Usually I wait a little bit, but since we were late coming in, um, I'll play the intro, okay, Mary, and I actually
Yeah.
got it. I actually got it
Carl.
on StreamYards. So
Hi,
what we'll
Jackie.
do is, hey Jackie, I'll play that intro for you guys just so you can understand what I was talking
Carl's
about,
here too. She said.
what we're gonna discuss. Would you say, honey?
I said Carl's here too.
Hi,
High five,
Carl.
egg. You know,
Welcome
five
in.
eggs there.
Yes, hi, Five Eggs. Five Eggs is Diane's husband.
Oh
Where the
yeah.
hell? Oh,
Okay.
here it is. You ready? Okay, I started.
All right. Go ahead.
Today we're going to go over values and spirituality. Spirituality, broadly defined, encompasses our senses of connection to something larger than ourselves, be it a higher power, nature, or humanity. This connection often informs our values, shaping our belief about what's right and wrong, good and bad. Spiritual practices and beliefs can manifest in a variety of values. For example, a belief in interconnectedness of all beings might lead to the value of compassion and empathy. Many spiritual traditions emphasize certain values. For example, in many religions, values like truth, honesty, and kindness are seen as fundamental. In turn, holding certain values can make it easier to engage in spiritual practices. For instance, values like humanity, gratitude, and forgiveness can enhance the effectiveness of practices like meditation or prayer. Further examples: compassion. A strong sense of compassion is often seen in spiritual traditions and can lead to values of kindness, empathy, and service to others. Truthfulness. Many spiritual paths emphasize honesty and integrity, which can translate into values of transparency, authenticity, and ethical behavior. Peace. The pursuit of peace both within oneself and in the world can inspire values of nonviolence, forgiveness, and reconciliation. The role of values in spiritual growth. Living by values can support spiritual growth. By aligning actions with values, individuals can experience greater inner peace, satisfaction, and a deeper connection to their spiritual beliefs. What is a value system? A value system is a set of consistent, enduring beliefs and principles that guiding individuals or groups' behavior, decisions, and judgments. These values are often derived from cultural, social, religious, and personal sources, and they shape an individual's perception of right and wrong, good and bad, and what is considered important in life. Value systems are dynamic and can evolve over time as individuals encounter new experiences and ideas, reassess their priorities, and adapt to changing circumstances. Understanding an individual's or a group's value system is crucial for understanding their motives, preferences, and actions, as well as predicting how they may respond to various situations or challenges. Examples of value systems. Cultural values. Different cultures often have distinct value systems that influence the behavior of individuals within that culture. Religious values. Religious beliefs can significantly impact an individual's value system, as many religions provides moral guidance, ethical principles, and prescribed behaviors for their followers. Organizational values. Organizations such as companies or institutes often have a set core of values that guide their operations, decision-making process, and interactions with stakeholders. Personal values. Individuals develop their own unique value system based on their experiences, upbringing, and personal reflections. Personal values can include a wide range of principles, such as honesty, integrity, family, or ambition, and they help guide individuals in decision-making, goal-setting, and determining their priorities in life. So what are your biggest values? How does that fit into your spirituality? How do our daily values affect the world around us? Where do you think the future is headed? Will our values get better? Will our spirituality get stronger? With the world the way it is, taking time to assess our values, spirituality, and our expectations for our future and the future of generations to come may be a good idea.
Yes, there we go. So that's what I was talking about more on that end is thank you, Mary, for putting up your channel. Um
You're welcome.
so that's more what I was talking about. What the heck? Oh, I had the camera off. That's more what I was talking about. Like, I think this is all connected. I think that people have, yes, moved away from the church, which is fine, but in doing so, they didn't replace it. They just decided, well, fuck it. There's no God, so and maybe they convinced themselves there's no God, there's no hell, there's nothing, and I can do whatever the hell I want. I don't know what's going on. Um, but the values are off, and I think because of this, because of this big shift, this might be why we're in all these dilemmas that's going on. Um, so yeah, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about to you guys, um, to really like sit and think about it, right? Like, what is everybody's one core value that you live by and you think is the most important? If you guys want to share in the chat, put it in there. Mary, what's your one, your most valued value, your core value? Thank you, Nina.
Well, if you're talking about spirituality and
No,
stuff like
no,
that,
no spirituality. Core value
okay,
now.
just
Just what you believe is the most important thing, value in your everyday life. It could be a
my
spiritual thing if it is that.
my family, my kids.
So your kids. So
Yes,
family. Yeah. So that's your core value is your family. So what
right,
you do, your daily life revolves around your family,
right.
right? So
Pretty much, yeah.
you're right.
You know it
So
does.
that's. So respect, that's a good one, Scott. Yeah. If you respect everything and you expect people and nature, if you respect everything, it should respect you back because they say what goes around comes around. So you should hope that you
Right.
know you know respect is a big one. Respect, family,
I
honesty.
would
Robert,
say
yeah.
I'd say with me is family. My mother and father is deceased, but they would have been number one along with my kids. I mean, it would have been family regardless. But
Yeah.
yes, most definitely. Um, compassion,
Hmm.
respect, um, honesty.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm sure there's more as I go along, but that's the main
Right,
ones.
the main ones. And hi Corey, how are you, sweetheart? Integrity, right,
Hey,
Nina?
Corey.
So these core values, if you pick one value that's your core value and you follow it, you have to follow it because
Right,
anybody could say, yeah, my core value is honesty. And then they'll lie to your face.
right.
So,
And believe me, they're
um,
out there that does that.
oh
I
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, like since since I had this awakening, spiritual awakening, we'll call it a spiritual awakening. Since I had the spiritual awakening, where I had
Well,
for
it
all
is
the
a
new people,
spiritual awakening. I mean,
for all the people in the chat, I was, you know, trying to help my son who was going through something, and I then in turn, by helping him, got really into the paranormal and stuff, because that's what was going on with him, but he just didn't realize it because he was 10. Um, so I got really into it, and one day I was sitting, literally, I think we were off from COVID, and I was sitting in my backyard, and I was reading something or making a video. I was doing something, right? I'm sitting in my backyard doing something, and all of a sudden I start having this vision. I couldn't get up off the chair and I couldn't move. I didn't pee. I didn't eat anything for 5 hours straight. I just sat in that place, in the same place I sat. I didn't move. I just saw this vision. It was like a daydream, it was like a daydream, but you could tell it was a vision because I couldn't move. I couldn't step out of it.
Right.
I had to see the whole thing play out.
Hi, SFL.
Hi, SFL. So since then, um, because I had strange beliefs about, well, not that I had strange beliefs. My faith was pushed to the limits, and I wasn't sure I
Right.
had any anymore, at that point. So that vision gave me like the blueprint to follow in my spirituality. Basically, it told me, I understood about, the creator, not God. God wasn't in that vision. It was the creator. They talked about God, but the creator was the main, character. So they talked about heaven, they talked about hell, they talked about purgatory, they talked about the creator. They talked about the creator, you know, traveling. So he's not here on earth. He makes something and he goes and he makes something somewhere else in the universe. So which shaped my whole different way of thinking. Now I'm like, okay, well, if he goes around creating things in the universe, then there's definitely beings on other planets. Okay, whether they're animals or people or otherwise, right?
Right.
Um, I believe that there's a heaven, hell, and a purgatory.
Right.
I believe that there's life after death. So all these things, um, I, you know, uh, I don't believe of this like one devil thing, or that a devil runs hell. There's fallen angels, yes. They're bad, yes. Um, I don't know what their names are, and I don't care because I don't want to ever see anyone after I got attacked by one. But there's a spirit that runs hell. There's a spirit that runs purgatory. There's a spirit that runs heaven. Whether that be God, whether whatever. There's three spirits that run those places. Period. The end. The Creator created all life. Some people think the Creator and God are one. From what I could tell in my vision, they were separate, which made more sense to me somehow. And they showed it to me like it would make sense to me. Okay,
Right.
guys. So this is not, the end
Well, I
all and
think
be
any
all. This,
vision you
this
have,
is
they're going to
what
show it the way that you
this is
understand
what
it.
I believe, what I got out of the vision, and what I could understand.
Right.
And I think also they want you to have some kind of faith, I guess. But if they don't think you're going to buy it, they're not going to sell you something you're not going to buy. If they
Right.
trying to kind of show you, and because they knew I didn't buy any of that church stuff, right? So I was like,
They're
nah, I
not going to
don't
lead a
really.
horse to water if they know they're not going to drink. In other words.
Well, yeah, because they knew like I wasn't high up on thinking like, you know, in the Bible. Like, because I even asked them one time because I wanted to help these lost souls. And I asked them, "Ugh, do I have to read the Bible to do this?" And they're like, no. It was basically you just have to have faith in them yourself, to believe there's something more, basically. And that, I think, was the whole big point. Believe there's something more. And just so where I also thought that I wasn't doing any good in the world because I'm not a doctor. I couldn't afford to go to college, So where I thought I wasn't doing any good in the world, this gave me a purpose to help people who miss their crossover time and are stuck here. It give like so it, I helped them cross, right? So it gave me a purpose, like want something to make me keep going, which like I said, then shifted all my values because where I was like, oh, I don't give a fuck about anything anymore, you know. Um, this world is going to hell in a handbasket, as my mother would say. So I totally shifted from that to like, okay, I'm gonna help the spirits and um I'm gonna help the children because most of the spirits, a lot of them are lost children who didn't when you don't know that nobody tells you when you're 5 and 6 about death and the light and all this stuff. So um a lot of these kids didn't know what the heck was going on, and they all stayed here. So a lot of them were children. I was like, no, I have to help them. Like I was determined, especially after when I saw a lot of these people on YouTube basically getting these haunted items. I say they're items with attachments, getting these items with attachments and then literally keeping them and like videoing them and um for profit and stuff. And the other one who made a whole museum of these haunted items, I'm like, no, we're not putting them in the museum. Why don't you cross them over? The good ones anyway. Some of the bad ones, they need something else, but the good ones. So I wasn't liking that, not one bit. So that shaped my whole perspective. Now I'm gonna go back to the chat for a second, Mary, and what you could tell. You can add something if you needed to. Um, they all come under the same umbrella of kind. Yeah, I think they do too, Robert. Always on my guard. Always go with my gut on situations and people. Well, yeah, your intuition. Your intuition, guys, is your biggest superpower. God gave this to you, this or the creator or somebody gave this to the universe, whatever you want to believe in. I don't want to say just God because I don't know what you believe in.
Well,
I don't, like I said, I think it's the creator. But so this was something you were born with. You were born with your intuition. And if you can hone in and actually listen to your intuition, it is your biggest superpower, guys. Your biggest superpower. Go ahead, Mary. I'm sorry.
that's all right. I was just thank you, Nina, for that. I was gonna read what. Hang on, I gotta find it.
Really? You're in the UK, Robert?
It went up, and I lost it. Um. Uh.
There you go, Robert.
Robert says allergic to liars. I am too. I have a BS
Yeah.
phobia. Right. Carl put always believe we are God. Hell, he always believed in God and hell. Is a Christian twisted story about
Yeah.
Norse underworld running Hello and Sumerian. This would be purgatory to learn. Yeah, here's my I'll say the short of how I feel about
Yeah.
the universe and God and all that. I feel like that the universe is God and that he's the main, running it for the universe, however you want to look at that. but I feel like he
So the
is the
universe is the higher being for you.
right, right,
I
and I
mean,
just feel like that. Um, I do believe that we're not the only living uh, planet out there. I believe
yeah.
there's life out there beyond us. Um, but as far as ours go, I believe there's a heaven and hell. Yes, but I also believe that it takes a lot to get in hell. Like, I mean,
Hi, Jen.
I think that
Um,
you have to be extremely bad to get there,
well,
to
I'm
be
I'm
put
telling
there.
you, the purgatory, like, because there's a waiting room too.
Right,
Like
there is a
when I cross
waiting
people
area.
over, they go to the waiting room and then they
Right,
sort them out there. They go into heaven or they go into purgatory, right?
right.
Eh, I think if you're a little shaky or whatever, you go to purgatory and you're there time, a long time, because from what I can understand, and like I said, I think my grandmother's a witch, and her mother was something of the sort too. And I don't know what she did, but I'm pretty sure it was because she stood by and let my mother and my aunt be abused by my grandmother's second husband. She knew what was going on. She didn't stop it, and I think that's why
It could have
Um,
been, but it could have been as little as thing as that she lied
well,
to
no,
somebody or that
he
he did, you know.
no. She's been in purgatory 25 years, according to her husband, who always hangs out at my aunt's house. He's deceased, of course. He is crossed over, but he always hangs out. You know, he comes back and he hangs out. Um, and she's been in purgatory 25 years. So whatever she did was, So like you said, Mary, they don't send you right to hell
Right,
because because you I don't know,
right.
they're not sure about you. You're not the best person. You're not good enough for heaven, but you're not you're not going straight to hell.
I
They put
think
you in
that you go to
purgatory. You have to
purgatory.
make up for whatever the
I
hell
think
it was
right. I
that you
think you
did.
have to go there to. I
Oh
think you
yeah.
have to go there to make up for. I don't know what you got to do, but I think there's things that you have to do,
I don't
or
know, but
stuff you have to
you're
cross off
there.
a list or whatever to get
Yeah.
to be able to cross over.
Yep.
I believe that, yes.
Yeah.
And do I think I'm probably going to go to purgatory? Probably, but you're going to have to be a really good. You'd have to be like my aunt was to go to heaven automatically. I mean, this
Jen,
woman
I
was
I
she didn't
didn't
have a
hear that,
crossword for nobody, and
but right
you know,
around I'm sorry, Mary, one second. Right around the time, Jen, that you had that dream, there was a lot of plane crashes going on. So, wow. Go ahead. I'm sorry. If I didn't
oh
answer
no,
Jen, I
that's
would
all right.
forget.
Uh, I remember you saying that, Jen, about that. Uh, Diane says, I
Oh,
think if you were evil here, you can go to hell if when you die and still choose bad over good. I agree with that. I think that I think anybody who really chooses to be bad, if that's their life subject that they want to do or life purpose is to be bad, I think
right.
that yes, that I think that they will. That's where they're going to go. I don't think
Yeah.
they're going to hit purgatory. I really don't.
Well, I don't know that anybody goes straight to hell, but they won't.
I I would say there probably is some that go straight to hell. I
Maybe
mean,
there
that's just
might,
my
there
opinion.
might, but I mean, you'd really have to be some kind of. Um, I
And Robert says, I just
Robert
want to
asked,
say,
but why do you think it was God and not some little
right.
alien who created all this?
I,
I,
I
I
was going to
didn't,
say,
I didn't say it was God. I said it was a creator. The way they
I
showed it to
said,
me was a creator.
right,
So the creator is travels, so he could be an alien. I don't know. When they
I don't
showed
know
the
either. None of us
creator
know
to me,
this.
right, when they showed the creator to me in my vision, he was wearing armor, so I could not see what he looked like. And there was a reason for that, right? I'm not supposed to see what
Yeah,
he
you're
looks
not
like.
supposed to see
So
him.
I don't know.
Until you
He
cross
was
over
wearing,
into heaven, you're not supposed to see him.
yeah, so he was wearing armor in my vision.
No,
He was the creator of this universe. And from what I
I do.
understood, there's creators, there's a creator for each universe. Um, so to me, I guess that would be what people call God, is a creator. But that word God is made up by us, right? Like we don't know. They in
Well,
everybody
you
calls,
know, the Bible was written by man, so who's to
right.
say that it's not made up? We don't know that. We don't know till we pass over, right?
No,
Until we
right. Well,
got
I don't know.
100%.
We don't know the terminology. I mean, the
Right.
spirits will say God or death or whatever because we know what that means. I'm sure they know the real terminology when they die, but if they tell us what, we're not gonna understand what the hell they're talking about, you know? Um, but like I said, they just said it was a creator of this universe.
Right.
So I don't know what it is. It could be anything. Well, you're right, Robert, because
Right. It could be. You're right. It could be anything. And
yeah,
when I say that I believe in God, I believe that there is a God, but I also believe that He was put here. He was put here to be the person who does this, and this. You know, He's the overseer of all that's here in
right,
this world. Now,
right,
does He handle any other worlds? I don't know. But all I can say is that who put Him here was the person who created, which I feel is the universe.
yeah,
So there's my way of looking at it. Now I could be totally wrong. I could be totally right.
right.
None of us really know until we pass over and we're shown whatever. And it's only if they want us to know. You know, they may not want us to know. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Uh, I'm
um,
sorry, but apparently all you have to do is accept something. Oh no, well that's what what people teach here. Just
right,
say you're sorry and all's forgiven. That's not how it works. I don't believe that for one. I know because I've crossed over spirits. They've been here for almost 100 years because they know they did something bad. They don't want to take they don't want to go because they know they're gonna be up shit's creek. And they're sorry, but they still know they're going to be up shit's creek because you don't get away with that. And if they know that when they die, and they've been here 100 years, they hear all this going on. They know, right? I'm gonna say I don't believe that either. I believe that you have to take your comeuppance, and I think that's another reason why sometimes higher ups will drop off spirits for humans to cross over because angels, divine beings, they can't if they can't cross somebody to purgatory
I
because
can't.
they can't judge humans, so they have to send them. They would send everybody to heaven, so that's why the angels don't cross people. Like my everybody says to me, "Oh, just have the angels cross them." I'm like, no, the angels don't because they have to put, unless it's a child. If you call them for a child, they're gonna cross a child to heaven. But they really don't because then they could be putting everybody, because they're not allowed to judge. So that's why people like me exist to cross over, people. Um, from India to London. Yeah. Oh my God, it is sad. You're right. It's different for the ancient Chinese way of things. You go to hell. It's hot here. Okay. Heaven's the next door. Really? So they send in the Chinese, they send everybody to hell first, and then they say, okay, you were good, so you could go to heaven. That's interesting. That's okay. You're allowed to be an atheist. Listen, I was almost there, Robert. If I didn't
I
have this,
we're not here to judge anybody.
oh no, no, we don't
It's
care.
not in our place to judge anybody. You can be anything you want to be, and you got free speech in the chat as long as you
Yep,
be nice with everybody else and us
yep,
too. You can say what you want to say.
yep. That's all. Be
We're
respectful to
open. We're
everybody in the
open
chat,
to
and
listen.
this is an open conversation
Right.
um about values. Do you think spirituality plays into your values? Um, and
I
now,
mean, you can put it in your values if you want to. You don't have to. But
but listen, guys, being spiritual and being religious are two totally different things. You can be
yep.
spiritual and not believe in God. Some people worship nature. Being spiritual is just believing that there's something beyond you that's higher than you, I guess, like a super being is what being super, being
Right.
spiritual. They all believe in, like, some of them just worship nature, as nature is some are the universe. A lot of spiritual people don't believe in one God. They
Wiccan.
believe in, like,
Wiccan believe in
like
the
um,
nature.
multiple gods, um the Mother Earth, and the sun, and these things being deities. Brother Mountain, they have, like, they have, like, what we would call demigods, but they call them deities. So yeah, like, there's tons of different beliefs, and you can be spiritual without being religious. You could be religious and spiritual together. You can be, but there's so many offsets now because of what's going on, which is really kind of why I thought of this conversation, because I'm like, I think because of
Really,
the fact
Shire.
that
Shire
that
says in Egyptian religion you have to complete the trails
hi, Kathy.
of Maya, later the trial of carpet. Whatever that, I mean, I don't know. Carl says, yep, that's my belief, sort of.
The multiverse by this is a vibrational hologram.
I don't worship anything either, Robert, not really. Now, do I pray? I have prayed, yes. Do I talk to God? There is times I do talk to God. I don't have to go to church. Nobody has to go to church to go to heaven or hell or
No,
purgatory.
nope.
I mean, these are buildings that has been put out there, and these different religions, you know, that has come. That's their
Listen,
place to go worship or whatever they want to do,
yeah.
and
Well,
that's
it's
their
it's not
belief,
that
and
old.
I'm okay with it. But I'm not the one that's going to go to church and do that. I'm not doing it.
No, we were given free will. We were given intuition, free will, so that we can combat against what's going on everywhere in the world, right? We can have our intuition, which will get us through things like, running across a person who's trying to scam you, or, you get these butterflies in your stomach, and you're like, what's going on, when you hear something and you're like, oh no, that's not good, um, and you're giving free will to change your mind, to not believe, to believe, whatever you want to do. You have that will to do whatever you want to do. Um, but I think what happened is, so because of the fact, though, that the religions have really, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Swayed. Let's use a nice word. Since religion has swayed so far from the actual word that they're saying they're preaching, for, um, that this is why we're in the dilemma we are in this day and age. If you say all men are created equal, um, and, like, you believe that God created all of man and animals, so we're all brothers and sisters, right? And then you turn around and you kill your sister or your brother, like, you know, because they're a different color or something you don't like. This goes against, and they're saying I'm religious, and but I don't believe in this and I don't believe in that. Well, how the heck can you be religious? How can you be preaching the word of God if you're not listening to what he said? So because the I think because the priests and the people who are preaching, the people who have a lot of clout, right? Um, because they gotten so off track with what they're teaching, I think people's values have just gone in the shitter.
Be right back.
Really, you know? I mean, because I didn't have that influence ever, I'm Greek Orthodox. Um, my mother used to bring me to church. The priest speaks the priest in the Greek Orthodox Church speaks ancient Greek. My mother doesn't understand what they're saying. I don't understand what they're saying. Nobody understands what they're saying. They could be telling you the sky is the color purple and acid rain's gonna fall on you tomorrow. I wouldn't know what he's saying because I don't understand the word they're saying. Because we didn't have this influence when I was younger, is the only reason why I was able to, in my mind, I believe the only reason why I was able to um make my own decisions for myself was because I had none of that. um every time people would say, oh, it's in the Bible, I'm like, no, I have no idea what's in the Bible, I've never read it. And they're like, what do you mean you went to Sunday school? I go, yeah, it was in Greek. And they're like, why did you go to a Catholic? Because I'm not Catholic, I'm Greek Orthodox, so why would I go to a Catholic Sunday school? Anyway, I understood nothing because everything was in Greek. So yeah, I didn't have any influence because I didn't know what the heck was going on. So I made my own right and wrongs on my heart and on my intuition. And you know, uh, it didn't steer me wrong. So there you go. I think everyone has their own beliefs on religion and politics. Yes, you're damn right. Proud atheist who loves people and animals. Just be a good person on this planet. And if there is a God, you are safe. That's right. Well, that's all all listen, all you can do is be the person that you can be proud of, right? Be a person that you can be proud of, and then you don't have any worries, right? But some of these people that have no morals, that have no beliefs, that have no values, um,
I do too, Robert.
you know, hmm, I'm there. I'm just not Christian. I believe there's something, but I won't worship anything till I'm sure what it is, and no one knows. That's right. Um, lied about the carpet. I kind of lied about the carpet. Yes, that's what. Yeah, exactly. Hi, Shire.
Right, Nina. I agree. You know, I don't treat anybody any different than I would treat myself, and and I give I give back what's given to me. You know, um, except for if they're like just crazy and they're nuts, or whatever, and they're talking crap to me. I'm prone to walk away. I'm prone to punch you in the mouth, one or the other.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
Well,
and
Mary
no,
Southern now.
half the time you're
She'll
going to get
kick
punched
your
in the
butt.
mouth. But, you know, just saying.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It used to be. You're right. Well, Not that it used to be the same thing, because spirituality, Robert, was around way before religion. I think that we went over the Tao Tai Cheng, if I'm saying that right. We haven't said it in a long time. The Tai Cheng was the oldest spiritual text, okay? Older than religion. And this was just like how to be a good person. It was like a manual about how to be a good person. And it was spiritual. Spirituality has been around for way longer. Meditating, um, mindfulness, all that been around way longer than religion. I don't know how to say it. The the people who decided they wanted to take over spirituality and make religions, um, yeah, they just lumped it all together, but it's not. It There's always
Well,
been spirituality before there was religion.
let me address Robert. It is good manners, Robert, but it's like it still can be your side of you. Like it runs underneath and your beliefs on what you believe that you want to be in life. Like I believe that I am a good person and that I treat people with respect. Um, I don't down talk people. I
Yeah,
give what is given. And yes, it's good manners. It is good manners. But you can also believe in it. You can also instill it in your values and in the way you feel about life and and how you want to be in life. Do you want to be good or you want to be bad? Or you know, I'm not 100% good. There's yin and yang with all of it with me. You can't
well, you
have good
can't.
and not
You
have bad.
Yeah, you
It,
can't have 100%
it
light
is.
without any dark. Yes, of course.
It lays dormant. I do have that side of me that I could be very vicious if I'm pushed. Especially if it has to do with my kids or my family or my very close friends. I can do some damage, but I choose not to be that side. I choose to keep that side locked away and dormant. Um, but she's always there knocking at the door. And it's in you on whether you feel in your values enough that and with how you feel about yourself and about other people, if you want to be that person or not. And
Yeah,
I don't bring her out unless I have to, but I put her right back when I'm done
that's right.
because
So,
it's the only way to be. I mean, you can't go through life hating people and hating life, but there is people out there who do it every day.
oh yeah, phew,
And
well, yeah. It's disgusting actually what's going on. You see it on the fake news every day.
I,
Anyway,
I
uh,
agree, Robert, but it's not every child is raised that way. Some children are not raised they to show any manners. Their parents don't have any, so they don't have any. I mean, they're just not showed any. So it's not instilled in everybody.
and Kevin said, I just want to
No,
address
Robert,
something.
I'm just saying, I'm talking. It's okay. I'm sorry.
Mary gets very passionate about things. Well, you know how that goes. You're over at the 21st
Well,
century
we all
suffragette.
get
You know how
passionate
those
about
girls
things.
get passionate. Yeah. When you're passionate about something, it seems like you're mad, but you're not.
Oh no,
Mary's
I'm
the
not
coolest
mad. I'm
chief
not mad,
ever.
you guys. By no means. I nothing against. No, I'm not mad anymore.
No,
Any
I
way,
know.
shape, or form.
Kevin says the first time he ever went to church, it was like a play. They played fake communion with him, and they gave you apple juice and a cookie. So let me tell you what happened to me. Like I said, I'm Greek Orthodox. We went to see. My mother brought me to see like my cousin being christened, right? Because my father's family was Catholic and we're Greek Orthodox. Okay, so we were going to see my cousin being christened in a Catholic church, right? And they kind of just lined the kids up. So my mother was holding me. We were sitting down in the aisle, and they're coming along and christening. And they went to, and my mother's like, "No, she's not online. We're not getting ice cream." She's like, my mother said, "We're Greek Orthodox." She goes, "Can you believe they christen the kids like they're online for ice cream?" Because in the Greek Orthodox Church, it's one, you have a big ceremony. They dip you in water. It's all this big hoopla. It's like a wedding almost, but you're getting christened or baptized. We call it baptism. So you're getting baptized, and there's no this line of people doing it all the same day. There's none of that. So when the priest tried to, my mother flipped the hell out. Yeah, it was funny. Oh no. When I was in my late
You're
20s,
you're right, Diane. People are raised with beliefs like my dad was raised Southern Baptist. Okay. Um. So in that he went to raise us as Southern Baptist. Grant you, I've been to church. Don't think I haven't. I have. I've been to church as an adult. But the older I've gotten, the more I'm like, you see so much go on in churches and in religions and stuff that is not right. I mean, there's a lot of backstabbing. In a church I was in, this is what happened. And y'all, if anybody knows how I am, I guess I am gifted. Um, I went to going to this church, and the preacher and his wife, and stuff, and we also used to go clean the church and everything on during the week. Me and my husband at the time, and that was our way of giving, back to the church, whatever. He wanted to raise the kids going to church, so I said, "Okay, we'll do this. I'll try it." And but anyway, I told some people in the church, listen, I'm telling you that the preacher's fixing to leave us, and he's fixing to clean the church out. I said, he's going to leave you in the middle of the night. I said, within 6 months, he's going to be gone. 4 months later, he left. He took all the money. He cleaned the church out and everything. And he cleaned his house out. They owned a house. And they took everything out of the house and moved in the middle of the night. Exactly as I said they were going to do. Well, they come back and called me a witch. I said, you call me what you want to call me. I said, but I told you this was going to happen. I tried to get you guys to set this up where he could not take the money. Well, the church folded after that because he cleaned them out, and they couldn't get anybody to come in there and teach, and teach their belief.
yeah, teach for free.
Anyway, it wasn't Southern Baptist. It was Church of God, I think. Or it was like, oh God, I'm trying to think. Apostolic, apostolic or something like that. Anyway, that's what I went to for a while. Well, there was so much backstabbing in this church, and so much I just knew this man was going to do this, and and they get up there, and the preacher gets up there, and preachers always get up on a podium or whatever, and they blame this one for this, like, you're sinning, you're doing this, you're doing that. If you sin, you're going to go to hell. He's up there judging people. Does it not say not to judge people? It does.
Yeah.
So within this is why, I mean, there's just so much that goes on in churches. How can anybody want to go to one? I mean, there's so much negative in them.
Yep.
That's how I feel about it. And I'm sure that there's a lot of other people out there in this world that does too.
Yeah, I was pregnant with my daughter, And oh, thanks, Maria. I was pregnant with my daughter, and I remember her father, who was only around for 6 months of the pregnancy and then left. This is how Catholic he was, okay? I should say he was around for the pregnancy. He left when she was 6 months old, never to be seen or heard from again. Anyway, he was like, I'm so Catholic. Hi, Boomer. And you have to have the baby, and you can't have an abortion, and you can't do this, and you can't do
Hi,
that,
Boomer.
and you have to remain, Catholic and all this stuff. I'm like, nah, I'm Greek Orthodox, so the baby's going to be Greek Orthodox. If I have the baby, it's going to be Greek Orthodox. Anyway, so he goes, well, just come to the Catholic Church to see how it is, because we don't understand what your church is saying, right? I said, okay. So I go with him to the Catholic Church. I walk into the church. I'm like, I don't know, 5 months pregnant or something. I went to the church over here. And we're sitting there, and the priest opens up. Hi, how's everybody doing? Hey, Pammy, what's going on? I hope everybody's well, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about all the repairs the church needs and how nobody's becoming a member of the church and nobody's giving any money. And they pass the basket around. Okay. Then he gets off the subject just a little bit. Then he goes back on to the fact that that basically you have to give money to the church, and they pass the basket again. They passed the basket so many times that I got up an hour into it and I left. He was like, where are you going? I'm like, no, fuck this shit. If I want to be somewhere where they ask me for money all the time, I'm going to go to the hairstylist.
I'm gonna go sit out
At
my
least I'm
front
going
yard
to get a
and get
haircut out of it.
basket
I don't know. Like, I'm going to go to the hairstylist. I'm going to pay $80. I'm going to get a haircut at least. I'm not going to go, Oh, that's good, Boomer. I don't know that, I'm going to sit here and I'm not going to give them money for a sermon that didn't move me, you know? In fact, he didn't give a sermon. He just talked about money. So I was like, nope, this is not for me. And so yeah, I never went to another church except I go to the Greek church, like I said, mostly on Easter. I don't go into the church. I get the holy light. I come home, I bless it because it's blessed, and I like to bless things. I like holy water. That's my own thing for protection. But I stand outside the church. They give the light and I go on my merry way. They have the speaker, but I don't know what they're saying. So, that's what it is. It is. But I have my own belief system, and it was all because of the spiritual awakening that I had. So I don't know if anybody else in the chat ever experienced these, like a vision or an awakening. But that's what happened to me. My whole view of life, death, the afterlife, everything changed. It just changed. I was just like every time people like, oh, well, aren't you scared of the devil? And I'm like, no, what are you talking about? I go, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, mine
Oh,
started.
okay, Robert. I'm like, are you talking about fallen angels? Because yeah, there's fallen angels. They're bad. They're like, well, who runs hell? I go, no, there's no. Oh, I go, there's no.
You see my comment to you, Boomer, on chat here?
No scary guy who runs hell. There's a spirit there, a spirit that runs hell. Of course they have to have somebody look after it. It's like the jail warden. What you consider the jail warden here, that's what the jail warden, it's the same thing. He's a warden, a spirit warden of hell. The if you want, I don't know what you call it, the third area where the bad people, the real super bad people go, you could call it whatever you want for all I care. But so I had a whole totally different belief from everybody else after this, but it made so much sense to me that it gave me hope. it gave me the hope I needed to, like, get through. And I think that's the whole main thing what we're trying to say is, guys, you know, look into yourselves and find your core value and teach it to people, do it to people, give it to people, and hopefully it's gonna get back to you, so like if your core value is honesty, give it to people in spades, nicely though, give it to people in spades. Hey, I live by this one core value, honesty. I live by this one core value, like Scott said,
Sorry.
respect. I live by this core value, which is my family, and I do everything for them. I live by, and I want to give you some of it. So, hugs to you and kisses. You know, I think if we just need more love and respect and all these core values that everybody seems to forget. We just need more of that in the world.
And kindness. Love and
Well, yeah,
kindness.
yeah,
And
yeah,
respect.
kind. Yeah, we just
Okay,
need
Boomer, then it
more.
didn't take. The other night, remember I was watching his chat? You went to
Mm-hmm.
sleep. I tried
Yes.
screenshotting and it wouldn't let me screenshot it, I guess. I don't know why. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but he didn't get it.
Mm-mm.
Um anyway, yeah,
Yes.
when it comes to church, you know how I started my abilities started coming out at 5 years old and
Yeah.
on up. Well, yes, but I want everybody to understand when I was going to church and stuff, I kept it dormant. I didn't tell anybody how I was because you didn't talk about it when I was young. I mean, I'm 61
Oh,
years old. You just didn't talk about it. You
I
get
know.
put away, locked away, and or whatever. You just didn't discuss it.
Yeah. Well,
So,
unfortunately, we might be going back to that era of where
yeah,
you can't talk about anything or you'll be in jail. You know.
right. Well,
You know.
anyway, I didn't tell anybody till I was like 32 years old. No, 42. I was 42 years old. Before I ever told anybody. So, did I go to church and everything and try to do the right thing as per se that everybody says is the right thing? Well, not everybody, but
Yeah.
church going people and people who believe in the church and all that. And it's not that has nothing to do with God. It's just they believe in going to church so bad to get to God that they believe that's where you got to go to get there. I don't believe that, but anyway, um, that's why I was going. I mean, I tried to block out everything that was really going on with me and tried to do what somebody else perceived that they wanted me to do. I'll put you like that.
Yeah.
So I'm
I'm
glad
sorry,
that
Maria. I didn't see your question. I went back. I just wanted to tell her that. She said, "Would you answer my
I'm
question?"
glad that I'm not like that anymore. Go ahead and go back and find it. So what is it?
I can't find it. That's what I told her. So if you have a question, Maria, put it in the chat again because I can't find it up here. I'm sorry.
Hey Diane, GC, you don't feel they'll give me a full time offer? Something I don't know.
Well, that's for Diane, but I thought she was talking to us.
Yeah.
If you're not talking to us, oh, it may be Diane. I'm sorry. I just didn't want. I wanted to make sure I'm not ignoring you guys in the chat. That's
Well,
a
that's
good
what I
core
was thinking.
value, Boomer.
I think that's she was asking Diane.
Okay. I left the Catholic Church in first grade. Oh, yeah. The priest threw me against the wall. Holy cow. For not saying good morning, Father. Tammy, you know. And,
Sharon, Raven, I should say. Raven cracking me up.
Yes, Carl, that's always good. You gotta give to the needy because nobody else is doing it. Happy Thursday, Andre.
True, Boomer. I agree with that. My core values is my core values taking care of yourself first. That way you can take care of others if you have to.
Oh, it was for me. Okay, I'm sorry, honey. Hey, Charlotte, you made it. You found us. How are you, sweetheart? Thank you so much for coming in. I am on. I'm on
Okay, Boomer.
I have a schedule and I really try to keep it. Today I'm actually later than I normally am because I was a guest on someone else's show. So yeah, we're later today, but that's why we're here. Yeah. I'm not channeling right now, Maria. But if did you friend me on Facebook? My Facebook is up in my thing. If you because I have another question I have to answer in Messenger
Hi,
today.
Charlotte.
So if you message me in Messenger, I could give you a reading. But when you're not in the channeling mode, you can't really like I could ask the pendulum a question, but it would just be a yes or no kind of thing. But right now I'm not in the channeling mode. So yeah, if you can just put it in the chat,
I'm not either.
you could
I'm
just
not.
Facebook it to me, and I'll answer you. Is that okay, honey?
I'm not. I'm doing okay, Charlotte. How are you doing? I'm alive. I'll put it like that. How much better am I? I don't know, but I'm a little better. I'm getting stronger, a little bit stronger. So, yeah, Danny's got some great stuff out there to check out. He's doing a lot of stuff. I'm watching him pull that roof off yesterday or last night in a video. Talking about Danny White Wolf, he's working out in the middle of nowhere. He's got some property
Yeah.
and stuff. And he's got a house he's working on. I asked a
Okay,
Become
I
many
accepted
years
it.
ago if we are divine energy, how can his help force my divine energy and any damage he could answer? Huh.
He couldn't answer it. Yeah. Well, and you know what I say too, and this is what I say also about the Bible, like Mary said. The Bible was
Written by
it,
man.
it, it may have been a message from God at one point, but it was changed. It was
Yes.
interpreted. It was translated. You know how things get lost in
Yes.
translation, so you can't say it's the actual word, right? And that's just, and priests are just humans, okay? They're human people, and humans have their own ideas based on their values, okay? How they interpret the Bible, who they learn from. So it's all humans are not perfect. So there's always going to be a flaw. No matter whether you're a priest, whether you're um a, a witch, a shaman, a guru, a yoga instructor, there's always going to be a flaw because we're not perfect, which is okay. It's okay not to be perfect. You just got to do your best, right?
Yep.
And like I said in the beginning, as long as you live like, as long as you live um the way you think you should, you know, nobody can say anything about it, you know.
Well, they can say something, but it's not gonna matter.
Well, it's not gonna matter. Um, I was meaning, you know, when you go to
I
the
know
other
what
side,
I know.
you know, they can't. If you live by your rules and your morals, which is your free will, which you have, right? You have free will. You live by your ways. Um, Not even the higher ups can go, you know, no, because you know, unless you're doing something like morally terrible, like eating people
All
or
right.
something, eating the cats, eating the dogs, maybe, you know, then you're but you know, um but for little things like, you know, you can't, then they can't, because otherwise they would have put strict rules. It would be written in the sky and everybody be able to read it, and you know, it'd be like the Constitution, in stone, not going anywhere, in the mountain. You can't chip it away. It would never chip away. You know what I'm saying? If we were supposed to live by some kind of rule. But that's just how I feel. um, I'm sorting out my pension, and I'll probably be retired when I finish sorting it out. Oh, I hope
I know,
so.
right?
I would like.
He said he's
I would
worth
like.
a burger and a soda. And I said, don't feel bad, so am I.
Yeah, the Bible is a story. Oh, there you go. Yeah, twisted stories. Yeah, that's what it is. And you know, they say they said the first pope like put in all his own shit. Like, no, this doesn't sound good. Like, scholars said that the first pope changed a whole bunch of shit in the Bible that he didn't like. It was on his values, you know. Hello, what is going on? You can't do that. Now, I think he meant this, God. Let's just change this. Or he didn't say anything about this. Let's throw in this just for good measure. No, don't do that. So yeah, I like I said, I never read it. Couldn't tell you what's in it. Even if I got the Greek one, it would be in ancient Greek and I wouldn't be able to read it. So it would just sit on the shelf,
Don't run
collecting
people
dust.
off.
I'd probably make a craft out of it. You know, that's what would happen with that whole thing. Hmm.
The Bible is stories from Sumerian beliefs, Egyptian, Norse, Celt, pagan, Roman, Greek pagan, and Judaism twisted stories. You know, Carl, I didn't realize it all that in there. But you know, I kind of thought that it was kind of a mix.
Yeah. Well, you
I
know,
mean, you
sometimes
know,
they tell you these stories, like the priest will go, and he came down and he did this and then he did
well,
then
it
this
tells
and
the
this
story. You know,
and he killed this one, and you're like, what the what, why did he kill somebody?
it's
Like,
like a
what are you
storybook. It's
talking
like,
about, you know?
right. If you think about it, you think of a story somebody's telling, or they're writing a screenplay or whatever.
Hmm.
It's basically the Bible's a story.
Yeah.
I mean, of him doing this or him ruling, basically him ruling like a king over everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
mean,
and that's not the case. Like, he doesn't get involved. Have you seen him? No,
I mean,
that's not his job. Like, and I think people don't understand. Like, from what this is just from what I understand, guys. I can't tell you this is right or wrong. From what I understand, because I talked to some spirits, he doesn't intercede in anything. He create the creator created us, okay, and he left to go create more things, and then he left the spirit that we'll call God running heaven, right? he doesn't interfere. He just makes sure that our afterlife, that's where it comes in. He takes care of the afterlife. He takes care of our soul. What we're doing here, our bodies, money, they don't, they don't, even the spirits will tell you, no, I don't tell you about money because you know why? They don't tell you about money because money has no value except in this crazy world in our bodies, That's not what this is all about, you know. It's but unfortunately we have to live in these bodies. Our children, our grandchildren to come, generations are going to be here. And we have to preserve um some kind of normalcy, value, um, something, because otherwise people are just going to be killing each other in the streets. It's not, you know, it's like, no, screw it. None of this exists. Fuck it. We're going to, forget it. It's going to be like Armageddon. It's going to be like World War III from now till the end of time, till there's no people left. Once you start saying, no, fuck it, there's no value, there's nothing, nobody believes in anything, um, nobody cares, there's nothing after this, I'm just gonna blow things up. That's where, there's a problem. Because it's when you don't care about anything, then, that's the problem. That's what's going on right now. Yep, Jen. Jen, I didn't see you. I was at the 21st Century Suffragettes channel. Right before my live stream, guys. If you, yeah, we are. That's why I said we'll go. My mother always used to say, "We're heading right to hell in a handbasket." But the yeah, I was over there at the 21st Century Suffragettes. What a great stream today. And they showed my story. My story will be on here tomorrow if anybody wants to re-listen to it. Didn't hear it. Members, anybody who's a member of the channel, I'll put it up so you can watch it beforehand if you want to watch it tonight. The Constitution, learn about the Constitution video already went up. Yeah, I've been a busy beaver doing videos, so yeah. Oh, you're on the mom. Hey, Carl. I hope you're well. So yeah. So I think this is all
Hi, Cole.
okay. So we're all interconnected, right? Because we all live here on this little round circle of Earth. We live here. We're all connected. We're brothers and sisters. We're all the same species, and you know, we need to change, like, somehow. We need to get back to good old fashioned values and just, I think the main core value for everybody should um be kind to every one of God's creation, right? So that goes for the cats, the dogs, the fishies, the painting piggies, all the people, all the inhabitants of the earth, you know? I think I'm going to go with that as the core value. Just, be good to everything that inhabits the earth. Plants, they say plants are living and breathing. Trees, the animals. You don't like hunters, but you eat the meat. I don't eat any meat. No. I only eat the veggies. I definitely don't eat peas and piggies. I've been a vegetarian since I was 16. The only time I ate meat for a little while was when I was pregnant with my daughter because I had a deficiency. Um, yeah, so unfortunately, I went back then. And once in a blue moon, when the kids were little or something, and I was giving it to them, I would only give them organic, but still, some, for their growing needs, they needed a little protein. Um, so then I would have a little snack with them, but I don't. I since I'm 16. Um, oh, we were learning about that in our. I'm sorry, is it Dia? Daya? I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the name, honey, but I think it's Daya. Um, learn about all different spirituality here. Yeah. Today we're just talking about values, but we learned about the Quan. Did we do um we did the Chinese, the Greek. I think we went over just about the Celtic, every single spirituality and kind of belief system there was, right, Mary?
Yeah, we did.
I think we hit them all. And I'm very interested in all of them. And some of them,
We touched on a little bit of all of them.
I think we
Not
touched
the
on
entire thing of it, but
no, no, no.
basically.
It was just like, you
Because
know,
that would have took forever, but
oh yeah, we did like Hellenism even where like that's um a spiritual thing. Welcome back. That's a spiritual thing where they believe in all of the deities and the champions, and we went over so many different ones. And it was so interesting learning about all the different cultures and spirituality, beliefs and religions, and yeah, it was super interesting. We did a whole thing. It's in the spiritual learning playlist. So yeah, it was interesting. I I do I don't believe you can get to know people or like really know people unless you know their beliefs and their values. This all comes into play, guys. Because like my friend got mad at me, and I'll tell you guys a quick story. So my friend voted for Trump. I know her. We've known each other. We were born 6 months apart since basically the second one of us was born, which was me because I was um 6 months younger than she was. Okay, so we known each other this whole time since we were little. Um, and you know, I didn't know she was a Trump lover. We never really discussed it until, of course, this time around. I didn't ask her before, but this time around, as it was coming up, and I was like, "Oh, you're gonna vote for Camilla," and she was like, "Oh no, I don't like her energy." I'm like, "What?" Anyway, so recently we had a big fight, and we're not really talking anymore. Um, and she's like, "I don't understand why you yelled at me like I'm some person off the street." I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna explain something to you. This is no longer about politics. This is about morals. You and I don't have the same morals. I don't know how people could be best friends and have such a different moral system. We can't because what are we going to talk about? The weather? That I could talk about the weather with the neighbor. You know, our belief system is not the same for whatever reason. Over the years, obviously, it changed. I don't, So it's not about
religion. It's not about politics. It's not, it's about moral. And you have to, just like here in the bottom of YouTube, how we have to stick together with people who have a like um belief and are good, and follow each other and help each other grow and all this. That's the same in life. You can't go with opposite people. My mother always said to me, show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are. So you can't be friends with somebody who has a totally different moral system, because then you actually in your head believe what they believe. I mean, because why else would you be friends with them, you know? So that's what I think. Treat people nice. Yes, Kevin, you're right. Was due to the trade Christians took over. Oh yeah, Carl. Hi, Andrew. How are you? Okay, I was getting there. I was reading too many things at the same time. Andrew, so nice of you to come in. Thank you for coming. Um, from Eddie and Jens, yes, and Texas. I hope you're good. Um, yeah. So I don't know. I think the whole thing has to do about just literally. It's not about these things. It's about your morals. And if you stay around people who have the same morals and values like kindness and peace and um, uh, unity, then just like here in YouTube, where we stick together with people with alike beliefs about paranormal, about politics, about music, about cooking, whatever. Just like we all kind of migrate, we're all this little community that's so darn cute we are. We're such a darn cute community down here. Um, that's the same, it's the same in life. Yep. You have anything to add to that, Mary?
Yeah, I'm sitting here, I'm listening and reading.
I know, I'm sorry. Talking up a storm. Look, it's your turn.
No, I was reading what Carl put about. I think that the when it comes to the Bible, and all different people in there, that they went around and they were pushing, to believe in God and believe in this and go to church and do all that. And if you didn't go their way, then you didn't get such and such. You didn't get you didn't get anything, scraps or nothing, you know, or even to be able to set up a booth or whatever you needed to do to sell your stuff or whatever. It was either their way or no way. And that's just mean. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's mean. It's bullying. It's pushing you to take a religion or don't live. One or the other. And I'm sorry, I just don't believe that's right. I don't think it should have been done that way, but it was. If you read, it says it in the Bible that how it was done, and it was just downright forceful. I mean, they forced these people into doing what they wanted them to do. For the
Yeah.
most part, not all the way through it, but the old version, the Old Testament was like that, where it's very violent and very uh, mean. Stoning people to death and stuff like that. I mean, that's just, I mean, really?
Well, look, I had a whole thing about modern day witches, like how they still have the same problems basically as they did back then. Not as bad, but
Yep.
the same. So but that all came about, and I did a whole thing about that. Like, really, why did this witch trials and stuff get out of hand? And I tell you that the how it started was a priest, a Catholic priest, um, said that people who practice witchcraft um, are easily swayed by the devil, and therefore
That's
they're
not
doing the
true.
devil's work. And so we're going to have to kill them because otherwise the devil's going to get into them, and we're all going to be screwed. This is what they told people.
I already be proof enough.
You know.
As far as
Huh?
I'm concerned, I'm proof enough.
Yeah. Um, but this is what they told
I'm a
people
witch.
that,
I don't practice. I have practiced. I have done stuff, but I don't practice it.
yeah.
But I don't. Yeah.
But
No.
do you see what I mean? This was a religious thing. It wasn't because witches were bothering people. It wasn't against the law. It was all about religion. Um, which is why they killed all these people. And
Right.
before the trial, anybody, Joe Schmo could go like maybe I like my neighbor's pissed off about the groundhogs. He thinks they're coming in through my yard, and I'm like housing these groundhogs, right? I go, I can't control the groundhog. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't want them in my yard because I don't want them eating my plants. But how do you want me to get rid of them? Okay. Anyway, so now my neighbor's upset about the groundhogs, right? All he has to do is go to the courthouse and go, I saw her doing witchcraft in her backyard. And yeah, they're gonna hang me. You know, they don't even have like, oh no, this one accused you, you know. They don't care, they just kill you. Yes, they do, Carl. And that's what it was, that's what we were talking about. So there's still these same problems as there were all these years ago. In modern day, they're still killing people for nothing. They don't even know why they're killing them. And like I
Yep.
said, they're doing the same things in the Middle East. Joe Schmo's brother could say, hey, I think this one's a witch, and you're fucked. You're driven from the community to live in poverty with no food, nothing.
Andrew,
Craziness.
I've been through there where you've been through the Four Corners. I've been to Four Corners. I got a ring actually that was made by an Indian lady there, and man, uh, a
Oh,
man and woman,
nice.
they were family, or husband and wife anyway. I have a ring that was made there, and yeah, there is kind of a. I think it's because it's such a native side of it there that then you just like you feel it. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like you feel they're like you feel like you got eyes on you for starters, and you probably do because they can hide very well in them hills
Hi,
there
Janelle.
and
Thank you for
stuff.
the raid,
And
sweetheart.
it is an airy feeling through there. I totally agree with that. Yes, the
Thank you
same
for the
thing
raid.
happened when Jesus made a soul into Paul. People argued that Saul sinned against the king, and Jesus simply said, let he who has no sin cast the first stone. All right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the most best person in the world. My aunt, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
this woman was a saint, but she still sinned.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and we all sin. And it'd be just a little bitty thing, you know. To her, it
Well,
was like a major catastrophe that she did that. But
yeah. But you know
she's
what?
it's
Another thing
still
is like who says these sins are actually sins? I don't know. You know, because listen, and then I should be going to hell according to everybody, right? I had premarital sex, children out of wedlock, never got married, so I should be the first one in hell, when I go to the other side. Um, I don't think that they go by these sins. Like, where did they get these sins from? Another thing, a bunch of stories that they made up to. So that they can control you, basically.
Right.
The Bible's like the government in that way. Is like, oh, we're gonna put these rules and these laws onto the people because we want to control them. We want them to do what we want them to do. We want to control them. We want their money. Church always asking for money. Government always asking for
Yep.
money. They're all in together. It's one big,
Yep.
I'm not a conspiracy theory, but I consider myself a rational person and not a dumb person. And I learn, and I read. And so I think it's, it all goes together, you know, all goes together.
Yeah. Yeah. Godzilla. I know what you're talking about.
Hi, Godzilla!
Well, I like to look at their totem poles that they have made, carved into pieces and stuff like they've made. That's what you're talking about. Yes, Native Americans are very, very heavily believe in spirits. I'm part Native American. Uh,
Hmm.
I have about a fourth, maybe.
Hi,
No,
Lisa!
maybe a little under that. My great grandmother is full blooded Cherokee, and so yeah, very much so.
How can you ask for forgiveness? You not done this? Yeah, yeah. You know. Um, I don't know because I don't know who wrote these sins. I don't know who came up with them. I don't know if they're real. And this is the dilemma, And that's why I say you just have to live by your heart, your own head, your own rules. Because if you live by somebody else's and they're not right, you're screwing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Then what are you going to do? If it's all true and you go to meet your maker, right? They say that, and they open the book up and they go, so you followed this person because they said that you should do this. Do you
Hi,
think that's
Devon.
right? You know? Did you really feel this was right? You followed this person. You know, you can't You did it. You're gonna blame it on the person. You're gonna tell Peter at the pearly gates, well, this person said it was right. Well, what? You don't have your own damn head? Like, no. Just follow your own heart, and that's all you can say. Can't go by somebody else's rules or what they believe because
Right, Raven. I agree with that. If Christ died for our sins, then no priest can take them away.
oh
He's
yeah,
not the
that's
one that's he ain't got no sins to forgive because they done been forgiven.
according to, well, yeah, Boomer. That's what I'm saying. Um, everything, they had this whole list of sins. Where did they get them? Who thought of it? You know,
Well, he
like,
just talked. He just talked, Diane. So yeah, he's still here. She's probably writing that when she didn't see it.
yeah.
I just had to call her out on
Mhm.
it.
Yep. Oh, cool, Boomer. Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want to make a whole big production out of this. I really appreciate 17 in the chat. God bless you all. Um, God bless you all.
We
And
appreciate y'all being here.
may the universe shine on you all. I like that one better. May the universe shine on you all.
Blessed be. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Um, there you go. Um, I wanted to, so yeah. So I just wanted to show you guys the channel for a second. Just what's going on to kind of tweak. Take a break from this for 1 second. Uh, can we go to YouTube? Where is it? I gotta charge this phone. It's dying. There's so many phones, so little time to charge them all. Okay, here we go. So if you, I started a new playlist, right? So the new playlist is called Learn About the Government, guys. So if you're a member of the channel, you can see all the videos. There's 4 so far, an introduction, and then the rest of them, so you can see them. But so the first one, which came out about an hour ago or 40 minutes ago, thank you for the 11 views, is called Cliff Notes on the Constitution. So that's going to tell you all about the Constitution, your rights. And I made it fun because, it should be fun. And then we have learn how to protect our rights. So that just tells you how you can protest, how you can write to the government, how you
So the
can,
ACLU.
how you can um how you can actually, like, if you feel you're wronged, what you could do about it. In the video description, there's the number to Congress that my union gave me and the number to the Senate my union gave me. So you should be able to contact them with those numbers. And then, like, the fourth one is we're going to learn about the National Weather Service, what they're doing for that. So these are just like going to be learning and current events video, but so that we know. It's just knowledge is power, guys. So those will come out on Thursdays. We'll be here doing live streams on Thursdays, but we may not talk about these particular things. We'll probably be talking about other stuff, but these
What are we
videos
doing
will
on
go out.
Thursdays?
No, I said we're gonna be just talking about whatever we decide to talk about, but on the channel, these videos will go out. The videos will go out. We may not talk about them, is what I said. Because these are, just learning videos. So those Fridays is going to be our story night. So if you guys were at Diane's Day and you saw how I tell stories, that's how I tell my stories. Those are campfire stories, I call them. They're made up by me. They will be on every Friday night. Sundays are real paranormal stories or paranormal history or history on haunted spots. Basically, virtual investigating, lores, and all different stuff. That's on Sunday. And then I always have a crafting or cooking video on Tuesday. And I might be, since I found this great program to sing, I might be doing like different shout out songs and stuff on Saturdays. So I'll be busy. That's what the new scope of the channel is looking like. Hey Regina, how are you? Thanks for coming in.
I'm
I
gonna
know you've
try
been
to do
busy.
Tuesday nights, and I don't want to do all reading, just readings. I'd like to talk about other things too. So,
Sure.
one we'll probably do reading because Christina does readings every week. So I don't want
Yes,
to
I
turn
do.
around and do them again on my channel if she's already doing them on her channel. So we can talk about other stuff on my channel.
Yeah.
As soon as I get a
Well,
list of things to talk about.
and you know what? If you want to do some readings, join me on Wednesday for some readings. And we do Tuesday, whatever you want on your show.
Right. All right.
you know,
Well,
and then that will
I'm
take
not
some
really set
pressure.
up.
That will take some pressure off for me for my Wednesdays, you know, if you want to join
Mhm.
me once in a while, you know, that'd be lovely. And you can, you know, that you can put it on your channel too, because we're sharing.
Right, right. I
So
could,
you can
yeah.
always join me on Wednesday whenever you want, if you feel like doing a reading, and then we'll put it on both channels. That's it.
Yeah, I still got my channel, Boomer. I was just on it a couple weeks ago.
Yes. Oh yeah. And if anybody has a story plot, Fancy gave me one. I hope Fancy's doing well. She's in Los Angeles. Um, so yeah, so Fancy gave me a story plot, so I'm gonna work on that one. But we have um a story for this week, which is the political one. A story for next week. If you're a
She was
member,
just doing readings, Boomer.
you could already see that one. If you have a an actual paranormal story, give it to me. If you would like, you can message me, like I said, on Facebook, and I will tell your paranormal story for Sunday. So I like involving you guys. And I'm sure you guys all have great stories. So if you have a story plot, just tell me this is a fake plot for your Fridays. If you have a paranormal story, say, hey, Chris, and this is a real paranormal story that happened to me for Sunday, or for real experiences. Yeah, and I will put them. Yeah. Fancy was in Hal's, so I'm guessing she's like, oh, great, Janelle. Thank you for telling me. As long as she's good. I know she gets busy. um, everybody gets busy. It's a busy. I feel like I'm exhausted today. At least you
On
have
our
some
adventures,
fun.
isn't that Regina? Isn't that Regina?
Yes, our adventures is Regina
Hi,
Sawyer.
Regina. So make sure I had your name right. Make
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
that I had the
yeah.
right person.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, she changed her name. Uh, she's got a different name. Yeah, so that's what's going on. That's what we got on the channel. This Sunday will be Diane told her story. If anybody missed it, she told her story. Not this. She told her paranormal story last Thursday. Um, but I edited it and it will be up for Sunday. Yeah, so that's what's going on this week. And so yeah, if we go live on if Mary goes live on Tuesday, of course I will post it on my community page. So just check the community pages um for any fun upcoming stuff. But you can also, Mary put her channel in the chat. So you could also click on her link and put on the notifications so you find them. Um
Here, I'll put
anyone
my channel in chat.
put it again. Anyone who has a channel um, and wants to post it, let us know if you're not a mod, and I'll be happy to put in your channel and to have people come by and see you.
One of us
So
will put it in there. So if you want it in
yeah,
there, just tell me now and I can do it. I'll run it.
yeah, yeah. So
Thanks, Nina.
I
I know
don't.
I've seen that.
Yes, I don't know how many people actually do. Some people are just supporters, but if you have a channel, you have some content, you want people to watch it, we'll be over there. We'll come. We'll support. Um, Adam has a great video of. Adam, you still here? Adam had a like. I saw it. Maybe I'll share it on my community page. If you don't know Adam,
I don't know if it is or not, Boomer.
Adam had was a volcano. He literally videoed a volcano like
I,
erupting.
hang on. Good night,
I
Robert. And Robert, I wasn't calling you out or anything earlier. You know, I just get really passionate about things, and I'm sorry if you thought I was being kind of, if you thought I was being too, you know, too pushy or whatever.
Ah,
Grouchy or whatever, however you want to put that.
yes.
I'm never mean to be that way. So if you
No.
ever feel that way, just tell me.
Robert, thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you somewhere on the tubes this week, I'm sure. Um, I'm going to try to make it. I'm going to try to see how I can get to, because with my back and my neck, guys, I'm going
Sorry.
to try really hard to get to the No Kings little rally or protest that they're having. I don't know what they want to call it. Um, it will be there. There is one in Queens, so I'm gonna try to get to that one. I'm gonna see if the one in Queens or the one in Manhattan is closer, because sometimes depending on what part of Queens, you can actually get to Manhattan closer. But I just feel Manhattan's gonna be wow. So probably
I did.
easier to go to the one in Queens so that there's representation all over. But anyway, so I'm gonna try to do that, and I'll either video it or live stream it. So Saturday, you guys will see that. Um, if I can, like I said, as long as we could get there.
Sorry,
And
I got choked up laughing at Raven. Boomer, did I really come off that way? Really? That I'm like, really? I didn't think I was
you're
like
worth
that.
a strong.
I'm
Now
gonna
you're
have to
worth a
start talking
Big
nicer or
Mac and a
something. I don't
strawberry
know.
milkshake.
Good night, Robert. Hey, Raven. Judy Raputi, Southbound 2017. I can relax now. I'm now worth a Big Mac and a strawberry milkshake.
There you go.
You
There
can't
you
read
go.
my mind.
Um. So yeah, Boomer, put your channel. If you want, you know how to put your link, I'm sure. Yeah. So I think Lisa has a channel. Is Lisa still in there somewhere? Let me go here.
I don't know. Jen put hers up already.
Okay, you put Eddie.
Anybody else want your links up? Just you do just put a yes in the chat, and so we can do it
Yeah.
real quick.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I don't mean to
Let's.
come off that way though, you guys. So everybody just take me at my word when I say that. I don't
Why
try to
is
be nasty with anybody.
why is it that it never wants me to go to my own live stream? Okay, here we
All right, Boomer, I'll put yours up.
go. Yes. Yep, just let us know, guys, because I will definitely put your I can't get to Lisa. I know she was in here, so let me just grab her link. I was gonna grab it from the chat, but here she is. Cha-ching. So
I don't
Lisa
know.
has
I don't know if Boomer's teasing or not. He says that I genuinely come off like that,
mhm.
but I think he's. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, so this is Lisa, which is the divine empath, and she has some daily readings that she does. And so if you want to come check that out. Boomer does paranormal stuff. Mary put his link in the chat. So yeah, Jackie, what up? Jackie, do you have
Boomer's got crazy activity at his house.
yeah, I, I'm I want to see if Jackie has videos. Jackie has videos. I thought I saw videos the last time. Look at the springtime videos. Okay,
Now,
let's
Dylan,
share.
you want your link dropped?
So I'm gonna do Jackie. This is Jackie's channel. She has some kitties and some nature. I thought so when the last time I went by her channel.
He don't have no content. All right.
Yeah, I just try to make sure I get everybody, of course, because we all share. We all share here. Diane has, of course. Let's go to channel. I'm sure you guys have the 21st Century Suffragettes, but you may not have Diane Russell live. Diane, maybe Saturdays, maybe Sundays. It depends when she plays her music, but this is Diane, and she plays the guitar and sings like nobody's business. So if you don't have Diane's live music channel, that's the channel there. And I know you guys all have the 21st Century Suffragettes, but
You're right, Boomer. I do come off kind of grumpy, I guess, but I'm really not. I may be coming off that way, but I'm really not grumpy.
no.
I don't mean to be that way. You know, it's not only you guys that said that. I've had people tell me that throughout my life. Really, I have. Had my friends
channel
tell me, that.
Okay.
My friends would tell me you need to smile more, you need to do this more, whatever. I'm like, well, why? I mean, I'm not doing that. I'm just sitting here. I mean, I'm not being mean or anything, you know. Oh, Jackie, just because you think it's not interesting, it might be interesting to somebody else. So
no, I love the kitty videos, nature.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was pretty cool myself.
Yeah, I love all that stuff. So
I'm gonna go drop her link.
I did. I dropped Jackie's link, Diane's live link, 21st Century Suffragettes, Boomers. You dropped.
So you dropped Jackie's already?
Yeah, I dropped Jackie's. Yeah.
Okay.
SFL, do you have Sweetheart? No, she doesn't have content. Okay. I think we got everybody who's here who has the content.
And I subbed you off my other channel, Jackie. I went ahead and subbed you on this one too.
Yeah. Kevin, do you have stuff on your no, Kevin's just a supporter too. Okay. We got it. I think we got everybody. We give everybody shout outs today. Yes.
Right. So yeah, my channel has a thong twerking.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Diane. No, I know that's what I need to do. Eat dinner. It's damn 9:29 at night, and the last time I ate was a little sandwich at 2:30.
Thanks, Diane.
That's the first and only time I ate today was a little cheese sandwich.
All right, Boomer. I'm glad you did. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Diane says, I never picked up as Mary being grumpy. If she was, I didn't care. She can do what she wants.
Remember said he calls it as he sees it, and he does. And I'm okay with that. If y'all ever feel like I'm sounding like I am or something, just tell me. And I'll tell you, I'm straightforward. Yeah. I will tell you how I feel. If I'm grumpy, I'm gonna tell you I'm grumpy. If I'm pissed off, I'm gonna tell you I'm pissed off. Trust me, today was nothing about being pissed off, because if I'm pissed off, everybody's gonna go. It's just a little bit of that. It's gonna be a whole lot of that.
Nina, thank you so much for hanging out. I know it's getting late, Nina. Guys. It is 9:30, guys. So I had a great time. So make sure you check everybody out on Saturday to see if they're going live, or have videos up of the protests. I know that most of you guys, some of you guys didn't. Carl, have a good night. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Shire, for coming. Make sure, I know it's the middle of the night for them. It's like 3 a.m. or something, or 4 a.m. What is it? 3? Might be
It's
4
like
by now.
I don't know. It's like it's 3 or 4 in the morning there where they're
Yeah,
at.
yeah. Because Robert went to sleep. He said it was 2. That was a little bit ago. It was
Raven,
2
what
a.m.
time is it
He
there?
said he's in the UK.
I know.
I didn't. Well, I just found that out when he said today he was in the UK.
Oh, oh,
So I
oh,
didn't
you
know.
talking about? Oh,
Robert,
okay, yeah.
Robert. So
Um,
he's.
I didn't know that either.
Hey, Annie. Oh, thank you so much for hanging out with us, Annie. I know Annie doesn't love to chat, but she loves to
I know
support,
Raven's
and
in
we love you.
UK.
We love you for supporting. Thank you so much, Annie. Um, yeah. So, check out every video Saturday. I am going to put up for the members. Yes, yes, that's true. Don't put on the birthday party. Do the trauma. Don't put on the birthday party. Make sure you put on the
Raven
post.
Shire says that him and Boomer would be like Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon.
Oh, that'd be
Ah,
so
good.
funny to see, wouldn't it? Which one would be which?
I don't know. I love Boomer. So
Eh,
when he said that about me, I knew he did not mean it in a bad way.
no, I know. Um,
He's my buddy.
yeah, the short white guy would be Shire, I guess, and the hunched over one with the brown hair would be Boomer. I don't know.
He's
Now I got
definitely
their
Oscar.
names mixed up in my head and their faces. I'm deaf, Oscar. Me, Walter Matthew. Okay.
And
All
yet
right.
Oscar, isn't he Oscar? So Walter Matthau and he Oscar. He plays Oscar, doesn't he? On there?
And the grumpier old men? Are we talking about grumpy?
No,
My favorite movie. Oh
I'm
no.
talking about the Odd Couple.
Oh, The Odd Couple. I thought you were talking about the two that play the grumpy old men. The
No,
grumpy old
Matthau
men.
and Jack Lemmon played in didn't ain't that who played in the Odd Couple? The first one?
I thought it
There's
was
a
the
new one
grumpy old
out. It
men.
was a new one out.
I think it was the grumpier old men. Yes, you're right, SFL. You are right. Look, go out and bring your bubbles. And get your shirts on. We got our shirts. I have a different shirt for Saturday though. I have the hands off, we the people, and it has all the things that they should keep their hands out of. But oh, they played in both The Odd Couple and Grumpier Old Men. Okay, there you go. And I was like, no, that's Grumpier Old Men. Grumpy and Grumpier Old Men. I love Grumpy and Grumpier Old Men. Oh,
Thank
those
you,
were my
Annie, for
favorite.
saying that.
Annie,
Annie
thank you.
says she enjoys your channel.
Yeah, she's fabulous.
My brother says he's Walter.
He's Walter, yeah. So we're heading out of here. I have to eat. I'm sorry. I'm like, I gotta eat, guys. Mary, any last things to say?
No, I don't have anything to say. I'm gonna very much try to do next Tuesday night, or we are. Hopefully, she's gonna be there with me. I don't know. We'll figure out what we're gonna do. I've been looking at some games and stuff we could possibly do.
Oh, game night, guys. Hey,
For
K-Dog.
I don't know. We'll figure it out, but it won't. I'm not gonna do cards that day. So, but anyway, if I do, I will put it ahead of time so y'all will know. All you have to do is just check that day to see if it's in there.
Yeah.
So if I do, I'll put it on there by 3 o'clock my time. It won't be at 3 o'clock, but I'll put it in there by 3 o'clock. So you'll be able to see if we're on or not that night.
Oh yeah,
So,
good.
all right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. I'm
Remember,
gonna
I'll
pay
watch
the
it. Hi,
outro.
K-Dog. Sorry you coming in the end of the show.
Yeah, sorry, we were a little late starting, and we've
Hi,
been here 2
Shire.
hours, my darling. But there is some great videos up, guys. So definitely check out the new videos that are coming out. And I'm gonna put up right now for any members of the channel the video that we watched at the 21st Century Suffragettes. So we will see you. Good night. We'll see you
Kisses to you
all.
too.
We'll see you all somewhere on the tube soon. Um, thank you, Mary.
Remember, Raven. Check to see if we're on.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Mary, for joining me.
You're welcome.
All
Good night.
righty, and good night.
I love
Let's
you
find.
too. Good night.
Mhm. Let's find an outro screen somewhere. Mhm.
You're still here? What do you think? Because I'm wearing this overcoat. If you wait till the very end, that you may get a little strip tease. Is that what you're thinking? You're still here, huh? I guess that's what you are waiting for. Well, maybe I can oblige you. What do you want a song to? Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, that's not the sexy song. What the heck was it? Ow, chicka wow wow. No, that wasn't it. Okay, just forget it. I can't even remember the song. You need to go now. Yeah, just go. Adios. Bye-bye. Take care. See you soon? Yeah, no, I wasn't joking. The door is that way, the window's that way. You pick, but you gotta go. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.